Hi everyone, this is Joe Atkinson. Now that I've finished converting my locomotive roster over to Loksound, I thought I'd shoot a quick low-budget video to sort of give some idea about why I'm so excited about Loksound and about their new full throttle feature. Because of the nature of the video, I thought I would shoot it focusing primarily on my throttle, so that you can kind of see as I'm going along what functions are being pressed, and then you can hear how those relate to locomotive sounds and see how they impact the performance. I should apologize in advance because this is not intended to be a high quality entertainment style video at all. I intended it primarily for educational purposes, and so hopefully it's of some use in answering questions and just sort of guiding people as others go down this path toward Loksound. To explain a couple of things, first of all, on my throttle, as you can see, I have a couple of functions that are color coded. F4 I have mapped to the full throttle drive hold function, which essentially locks the throttle position and allows you to sort of play the engine RPMs with the throttle knob while without impacting the speed of the consist. There's also, you'll see in red is F7, my independent brake. Both of these I just color coded with my wife's nail polish, so no telling, please. But I found that to be real durable and to hold up well in operation. But anyway, a couple of things I wanted to cover. First of all is just the movement of light power, because the way that I tend to operate light power is much different under full throttle than how I would operate with a heavy train. So I'll show both here and try to give you a feel for the differences in how those are operated. I should mention also that I have the volume on this particular consist turned up higher than normal. So as we unmute, you'll hear that, but the idea there was to make it a bit easier to hear the differences as we are operating and engaging and disengaging various functions. So we'll unmute for starters with F8. And we'll release the independent. One thing I really like about Loksound, one of the many things I like about Loksound over my Tsunami installs previously, was the fact that the independent brake has a different sound when it's engaged versus when it's disengaged. So you can tell fairly easily how that what you've done. If you forget whether you've engaged the brake or disengaged, the sound is distinct enough that that's pretty easy to keep track of. So give you an example of that. Here's the brake being disengaged, or yes, disengaged. Sorry, I think I actually had that backwards. I think that was the brake engaging. It's a bit shorter sound, but then as you hear the brake disengage, you can tell a difference there. So with the brakes kicked off, we will begin to back down to our train. Because I'm running light power, I don't have drive hold engaged. I want to throttle up quickly as the prototype would, and then back off once I've reached a typical drifting or coasting speed. I'll back the throttle off and just drift down to the train. So we'll throttle up, get up to speed fairly quickly. Once we've reached that drifting speed, I'll engage drive hold here, and then kill the throttle in order to cause the RPM sounds to die off. As we get closer to the train, I'll disengage drive hold again and engage the independent brake. Actually got a good joint on that one. Because of the video, I typically would try to pause at this point to allow time for the air to build up, let the conductor do his work, lacing the hoses and so on. But in the interest of the video, we'll pretend that those things have already been done. Because we're now starting a heavy train, what I like to do is engage drive hold to begin with. Now I'm guilty of not paying attention now. I don't recall if I engaged the independent or left it engaged after making that joint. So okay, so I did have it disengaged, so it's now engaged again. We'll hit F7 again to release the brake. Drive hold has been set at this point, so the throttle will stay, the motor will not move at all as we start to turn the dial to throttle up. And like the prototype, we'll throttle up gradually. We'll get the RPMs up a bit, notch out just a bit until we start to see some movement. And I'll simulate that by briefly releasing and then re-engaging drive hold, allowing it to just start to catch up to the throttle setting that we now have. So here we'll release and re-engage. You can see the locomotive start to move just real gradually. My understanding is in a prototype situation, you wouldn't want to just kick it up to notch 8 before you actually get the train moving. So now that we have some movement, we can start to notch up a bit further to gain speed. Again, we can disengage drive hold and re-engage again to allow the momentum to begin to catch up to the throttle setting. And then the rest of the acceleration process is really just a repetition of that. We'll disengage and re-engage, and each time we do that, the motor speed will begin to catch up to the throttle setting here. As you can see, the train speed is beginning to pick up a little, and as it picks up more, we'll leave drive hold disengaged for slightly longer periods. And then once we have the train rolling, we have drive hold engaged now. I'll begin to throttle back just a bit. Might disengage a bit just to bring speed up just a bit more. Coming up on a crossing, so ring the bell, blow for the crossing. And we're coming up on a stream, so I'm gonna throttle back so we kind of coast down into the stream valley, and then as we get to the other side, we'll have a grade as we're coming back up out of that valley. And so drive hold is still set. We'll just throttle up to increase the RPMs, but the train speed will remain constant. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea about how this is how I like to use drive hold in operation. Here we'll notch back and just let the train drift as we round the corner, come down to a stop at Buck Creek Road here in Atlantic. Disengage drive hold, kind of engage and disengage the independent. and then finally engage it to come to a complete stop. Anyway, I hope that is somewhat helpful to those of you who might be considering Loksound, or who are already converting and just had questions about some of the operational aspects of it. If you have questions, feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to try to answer anything that I can, and hope you all have enjoyed this or found some benefit from it. Take care. Thanks.